All right, hey everyone. So in this video, we're gonna uh, look at a quick demo on how to deploy an Azure API for Fire, F-H-I-R, and also how to create a small JavaScript application on top of that. So we'll start off by searching for the Azure API for Fire in our Azure portal. So right on top where it says search resources, we can type Azure API for Fire, and there it is. So we select that, and I have already one that I created a couple of days ago, so I'll just go with new. And now it's asking me for some options for creating and deploying my Azure API for Fire. As always, my subscription is pre-selected to the one that I have. I have a couple of resource groups that I can choose from, so I'll go with Demo 2. And I'll provide an account name. This would be basically anything that I want, but it would make sense to have it something which is relevant and easy to identify. So I'll just go with CX6440 demo. And I'll leave the location as is and the Fire version as R4. I go to networking. And in the connectivity method, I would leave it to the default selection of public endpoint, which means that my Fire applications would be accessible from any network without any issues. And then we go to the additional settings, and again, I would leave everything as is. The authority, the audience, and the provision throughput. Yeah, basically everything is pre-filled, so we just move on. Nothing needs to be changed for demo purposes. Again, tags are for identification purposes. I wouldn't put any. I go to review and create. So we see as soon as we get there, we see a validation success. So we just hit create just as we did for our virtual machine resource. So this would take a while, and I'll be on mute. Okay, so looks like our deployment is complete for the Azure API for Fire, and this is the validation that we should get, that it should say that your deployment is complete. We can look at the details as well. That's the resource that got created, and if we want to check and validate, we'll go to our resource, and yeah, it looks to be good to go. And we have the resource name, the status is online, the location, the subscription ID, and most importantly, we do have the metadata endpoint, which could be copied and tested for validation purposes. So we can copy it as our capability statement. I was able to copy it, and if we just try to open it in another tab, yep, so we are able to see all the metadata for our API resource. It's pretty detailed. It's pretty much everything that's within the metadata. So, but yeah, that's a good enough validation that we are good to go. So that's the first part of creating Azure API for FHIR resource. So I'll end this video here. I'll start another video to show the demo for creating a small Java application and deploying it using this created Azure API for Fire resource. Thanks.